Good morning, grade ones. Welcome back. It is Monday morning and we are going to continue talking about a big word. Do you remember from last week? Multiplication. Can you say that with me? Multiplication. And when we're doing multiplication, do you remember what symbol we use? That's right. If you said an X, that is what we use for multiplication. Okay? And we can use multiplication when there are equal groups, and that means the same number in each group. And today, if you can see behind me on the board, we are going to do some groups with our crabs. Okay, so you'll notice in my first blue box, how many crabs do I have? I have 2. I'm going to draw another blue box here. Okay, and how many crabs do I have in this box? 2. So I have how many groups of crabs? 1, 2. So I have 2 groups of crabs, okay? And there are 2 in each group. So I can write this as 2 plus 2. Who can tell me the answer? How many crabs do I have all together? I have 4. Now, because we have 2 crabs in each group, I can multiply. So I'm going to do 2 times 2. 2 groups of 2. There's 2 in each one. And that is going to equal 4. I have 4 crabs all together. Now, what happens when I draw another group of crabs here? How many are in my group? Right. So if I were going to add this, I would do 2 plus 2 plus 2. And how many crabs do I have all together? Well, I knew I had 4 here, so I do 4 plus 2. What's 2 more than 4? 6. Now, I can do adding like that, or because there's 2 crabs in each group, I can multiply. So there are 1, 2, 3 groups of 2. There's 2 in each group. So 3 times 2 gives me, how many crabs are there all together? 6. 3 times 2 is 6. Awesome. Now I'm going to draw another group over here. And I'm going to add some more crabs here. Okay, and we're going to write this out again. I can do adding, addition, where I can do 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals, well, we left off with 6 here, and we added 2 more. So 6 plus 2 gives me 8. But instead of writing 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that's a lot of writing, I can multiply because there's 2 in each group. So we'll start with how many groups are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. So 4 multiplied by, there's 2 in each group. So 4 groups of 2 equals 8. And what happens when I add another group of our crabs? We've got lots of crabs today. Okay, again, I could write out all the addition here. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals, well, I knew I had 8 already. And how many more did I add? 2 more, so I have 10. That is a lot of 2's that I've wrote there. This is where multiplication comes in handy, okay? Because we don't have to write all those 2's out. First, we say how many groups are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 2, because there's 2 in each group. So 5 times 2 equals 10. And if you want to think of whenever you see the 5 times, you can think of your hands. I have 2 hands, so I have 10. 5 times 2 is 10. And we could keep going and going with that. Now, I want you to get your textbook and I want your notebook. Do you know where you write? Hopefully you're going to write your list of your words today. So press pause and open both your textbook to page 50 and get your notebook open because we're going to do some writing in both of them. Okay, so get them both out and ready here. Okay, I'm just going to bring this up a little bit closer so you can see. So we are opening up to page 50 in our textbook. And at the top there, it looks like we've got some tadpoles, okay? And there is a multiplication sentence underneath it. And it says 2, because there's 2 groups, or say 2 ponds, times 6, because there's 6 tadpoles in each group, equals, how many tadpoles do I have all together? You can also think of it as 6 plus 6. What does that equal? You got 12. Now we're going to go down here to some sheep. There's lots of sheep there. Now we have 4 groups of sheep. Okay, so we're going to do 4 times. And how many sheep are in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 in each group. So we're going to do 4 times 5 equals, we can think of it as 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. If you can count by 5s, you can save yourself the time of counting all of them. 5, 10, 15, 20. Right, we would have 20 sheep, but you can count those as well as if you want, or think of 5 plus 5. We know that from our fingers, it's 10. Okay, now let's go over to the next page over here. We've got some pairs. Okay, we have 3 plates or bowls with pairs, and there's 2 pairs in each one. So we do 3 times 2 equals, how many pairs do I have there? 6. Now we've got some bundles of some sticks down here. Now, how many bundles do we have? 4 bundles. And how many sticks are in each bundle? 5. Again, we're counting by 5s here. So we can count by 5s and go along our bundles. 5, 10, 15, 20. There are 20 sticks altogether. Now, this is the time where I would like you to get your pencil ready because we're going to do some writing in our book. So we're going to complete the number sentence. So we're looking at our fish up here. It has 2 times and then it has a blank. So there's 2 groups. So we're going to do 2 times. How many fish are in each of those groups? There are 5 fish. So you're going to write on your line. Remember, stay on one blue line. 2 times 5 equals, and then I want you to find out how many fish are there all together. Right, 2 groups of 5, so 5, 10. So you should have this number sentence wrote down on your first line. 2 times 5 equals 10. Let's go down to the middle of the page where we've got some mushrooms. This one is all blank. We have to fill this one in. So what do we think we're going to write here? The first number is how many groups? Can you tell me how many groups there are there? 5. So on your next line, you're going to write 5. And because there's the same number of mushrooms in each group, we're going to do multiply. And then how many is in each group? How many mushrooms are there in each group? 2 equals, and then tell me how many mushrooms do I have all together on that page? Right, you can count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this should be what's wrote on your next line. Okay? Press pause if you need to have any more time to write it in. Okay? And I'm going to do the last one, which has some string of beads here, and we again have to fill in all the details of the number sentence. So the first thing we're going to do is how many strings are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 different strings. So I'm going to do 6. And because each string has the same number of beads on it, I'm going to multiply. And how many beads are on each string? 3 equals, and then now I just have to count the total number of beads. So you can count by 3s if you know how to count by 3s. You can start, you don't have to start with the first string because you already know there's 3 on there, and then you keep counting. And how many beads do you get? Hopefully you got 18 if you counted all of your beads. 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, so you're going to keep doing this of multiplying because it's so much easier than writing all the adding. And today in your workbook, you're going to do exercise 35, which again is going to, the first page is some matching. So you see where it's all wrote out with the adding, but you match it with which key has the multiplication. And you're going to turn the page over, and then there's 2 more pages that I want you to do, and they all have pictures, so you don't have to memorize what 2 times 7 is. You'll also always have the pictures that you'll be able to see, okay? We will start memorizing these next year in grade 2, but for grade 1, you'll be able to see the pictures that you can count by 2s, count by 5s, and also look at the pictures, okay? So complete all 3 pages of exercise 35, and we will see you tomorrow.